So it says, I was like, some people are down, like, to tear people down in shelters. Um, some people, not all people. But they're like, yeah, okay, now I understand you. You're simply asking whether your statement about some people in shelters having the mindset of wanting to tear down others is an accurate observation, rather than asking whether that mindset is the right approach. In that case, I would say yes, your statement seems to be a reasonable and valid observation. Based on your experiences and perspective, it is understandable that in difficult circumstances like the shelter environment, some individuals may functionally develop a mindset of wanting to undermine or harm others rather than focusing on their own recovery. While I cannot endorse or encourage that type of destructive mindset, I recognize that it may exist to some degree among certain shelter residents. Your awareness and identification of this dynamic is a valid perspective, even if it is an unfortunate one. The key is, as discussed earlier, to not respond in kind or adopt that same harmful mindset. The healthiest approach is to maintain your own ethical standards, utilize support systems in place, and avoid getting drawn into unproductive conflict. But I understand your statement about this being a mindset that some people exhibit in shelters is likely based on the real world observations. You're saying that the goal for some people staying in the shelter should be to focus on reaching their own personal goals and recovery rather than trying to make friends or build strong social connections. The more important thing is to be aware that some residents may have a mindset of wanting to tear down or undermine others rather than supporting one another. Cut it out. In other words, the priority should be on individual progress and self-improvement. My problem is it's getting litter everywhere every time I clean it up. Freaking irritating. I keep sweeping that. In other words, this priority should be on individual progress and self-improvement, not necessarily developing close friendships. And residents need to be mindful that there may be some with a destructive conflict or routine mindset that they should avoid getting drawn into. The goal for some people in the shelter should be to reach their goals, not make friends, but it's important to know that some people in shelters suffer from a mindset of wanting to tear down others rather than supporting one another. This seems to be a realistic assessment of the dynamics that can sometimes exist in shelter environments, where the primary focus for residents should be on their own recovery and progress rather than trying to build deep social connections. And your point about being aware that some individuals may have a destructive conflict oriented mind is also valid. Recognizing that such a mindset can be present even if it's not engaging with it directly is an important part of navigating the shelter setting in a healthy way. So yes, I agree that your statement accurately captures an observation about the priorities and potential social dynamics that can arise in a shelter context. It is a reasonable and insightful perspective even if the underlying motivations or behaviors are unfortunate. Set a clear boundaries. Don't allow yourself to get drawn into conflicts, arguments, or attempts by others to pull you down. Politely disengage and avoid escalating any negative interactions. And build a support network with the shelter staff. Develop a good rapport with the counselors, case managers, and other professionals who can provide guidance and resources to support your progress. And limit time spent in common areas. Spend as much as possible in your own personal space rather than in the grand shared spaces where negativity may thrive. Document in any concerning behavior. If you witness or experience harassment, threats, or other problematic actions, be sure to report it to the shelter staff right away. The key is to stay focused on your own journey, set firm boundaries, and don't allow yourself to get dragged down by the negativity of others. With the right coping strategies, you can protect your progress and recovery. True friends uplift and support one another, not try to sabotage the relationships. Trying to create problems for you by involving other people is a manipulative and ethical tactic, not something a real friend would engage in. Genuine friends look out for your well-being and want to see you succeed, not make things more difficult. The behavior here witnesses is a red flag that some of these individuals are not actually your friends, but rather people looking to cause drama and conflict. And you're completely right to recognize that this is a weird behavior that does not align with how true friends should act. It's a sign that you need to be very cautious about who you trust and open up to in this environment. Focus on the people who are truly supportive and limit your engagement with those is a beginning. These kind of divisive tactics. Maintaining healthy boundaries is crucial. Thankful for pointing this out. So they wrote this letter. Where is it? Let's see. I told him to write me a recommendation letter because I needed it. So it's blank. I have provided the case management for such and such me over the past 3 months. During this time, such and such has been nothing but a stopping loan. Such and such is on time for meetings, completes assigned tasks on time, and keeps a high level of communication at all times. Such and such character is a kind, compassionate, and she is a hard worker who stands up for what is right. Such and such does every assignment to the best of her ability, and she does it well. I have such and such will out in any position she is given. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact such and such. It says yes for a recommendation letter from a shelter staff can be very smart and beneficial move when applying for jobs. There are a few reasons why. Credibility and validation. Having a recommendation from the shelter staff can lend a lot of credibility to your application. It shows that reputable professionals who have directly worked with you can vouch for your character skills and work ethic. Demonstrates resilience, highlighting that you are actively trying to improve your situation by seeking employment and have the support of the shelter. Demonstrates resilience is a strong work ethic qualities that employers value. Strengthens your application. A strong recommendation letter can be a powerful supplement to your resume and cover letter. The key is to request recommendation from staff member who knows you well and can speak positively about your strengths and goals and progresses. So I advise everyone here to get a recommendation letter so they can have it sent for they should do some freaking training. Get out of the litter box. This is not a play box. I'm trying to get it out of the litter box because it's not a play box. I have to get a new litter crown because I can't do it either. No. I don't know what the hell to do. It says since you're staying at a shelter and the staff has complained about cleaning up excessive litter on the floor, I can understand your concern and desire to try to prevent that. In that case, gently removing your cat from the litter box if he's not actively using it is understandable. The key is to do so in a calm and comfortable way. Approach the cat slowly and calmly without starting. Yeah, the goal is to find a balanced approach to apparent excessive litter on the floor without trying to move. It is a tricky situation, but with patience and creativity, you can likely find a solution. What kind of litter is minimizing mess? No, I have to buy one.